I hate this show. And I really do mean it. I mean, it's bad enough that I despise butt jokes, fart jokes, and all kinds of toilet humor. But to have that be the main focus for an entire animated series? That's just too much. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this show is based on the book of the same name, which features the idea of humans being able to have detachable butts that can become living, talking, independent beings. I'm dead serious. The show focuses on a preteen boy named Zach, his talking butt named Deuce, and their other human friend named Eleanor. Zach's goal in life is to become the best butt fighter there is. Together, the three of them partake on various adventures while occasionally battling this trio of evil butts that are always trying to take over the town of Mabletown. Now, before you ask, yes, this show is real. What really upsets me about the show is, well, just the idea of detachable talking butts alone has got to be one of the dumbest concepts I've ever heard. Mainly because it really does raise some questions. If the humans can have butts that are detachable, how are they able to go number two? How are the humans able to sit down so easily? And if a human ever fell on his bottomless bottom by accident, would he not be able to break his tailbone easily? The faulty premise is not the only problem that this show suffers from. It has a tendency to cram in as much toilet humor as it can. It even resorts to putting butts on almost everything by having many things be shaped like butts. Food, buildings, cars, even on some animals. This isn't just limited to the visual gags. Oh no! It often tries to work in a butt pun into the dialogue whenever it can. You know, just because the show can have a butt motif doesn't mean that it has to put butts on almost everything. But, sadly, it does. I've never even seen such forceful use of butt jokes and fart jokes in all my life. I can recall an episode in which the evil butts attempt to steal all the baked beans in town, and one of the evil butts remarks, "It'll be a catastrophe." You get it? Because it's a play on the words catastrophe and toot? I mean, good gravy! The jokes on the Laffy Taffy wrappers are funnier than that. The best way for me to describe the show is, well, it's kind of like the Mad Libs of animated shows. It were as if the writers wrote out complete scripts, yet left so many blank spaces open for possible jokes and ideas. Then these scripts would be submitted into a random generator that helps fill in those blanks, and the entire cast and crew just go along with it, not once taking any consideration of revising the scripts whatsoever. I know that this isn't exactly what they did, but it kind of feels like it does. Why else would a lot of the jokes and ideas be so random and come completely out of nowhere? It doesn't even help the fact that the stories and the characters are written terribly. Don't even get me started on analyzing Deuce as a character. He's so obnoxious, so annoying, and so oblivious to what's going on, it's just insulting. One of the show's running gags involves Deuce going berserk, or as the show puts it, butt-zerk, over the most random things you can think of. You name it. Noble gases, carpet samples, a ladybug on his nose, water in his ear, even a piece of toast thrown at his face makes him go berserk for no reason. Did I expect a lot of the gags to happen? No, but I expected some kind of build-up for them to actually make sense. It's like the show expects us to buy into the jokes and laugh at them no matter what. Just because the show is a cartoon and can be wacky and random doesn't mean that it can't have structure, be incomprehensible, and be insipid in its humor. You need to put actual thought into it first. Matt Ferguson, the director of this show, once mentioned in an interview that he was inspired by the Looney Tunes growing up as a kid. Well, let me tell you something. The Looney Tunes are at least smart in how their jokes and ideas are conceived and executed, so that the cartoons will always be funny and always enjoyable, no matter how many times you watch them. This show? I'm sorry, but it's just really, really dumb. I literally felt like I was getting dumber watching this show. It's that bad. Some of you may be thinking that I'm passing judgment on this show after watching only a handful of episodes. But no, I assure you that I actually sat through each and every single episode of this show's 2-season run. 2 seasons, mind you, and it just absolutely boggles my mind. I can understand if the show is trying to feed into the immaturity of adolescence. You know, the idea that kids like butt jokes and fart jokes and whatnot, but if the show's not going to provide any kind of substance, what can the audience take away from it? Nothing, that's what. In fact, I'm going to use a quote said by Lois Griffin from Family Guy to summarize this show in a nutshell. Quote, "This is the kind of mind-numbing schlock that's turning our society into a cultural wasteland. This isn't art. This isn't even entertainment. This blows!" Unquote. So do yourselves a favor and avoid this show at all cost. Trust me, your brain will thank you for it. Oh yeah, the rating. I almost forgot. On a scale between 1 and 10, I would give this show a big, fat 1. It's that stupid, it's that awful, it's one of the worst shows I have ever seen. If you ever do decide to check it out, don't say that I didn't warn you. Thus concludes my review. Thanks for watching, and let me just say that this show can most definitely suck it. See you later.